Greetings again. We are visiting Sid's unit. These are the drones of our infantry, the rifle battalion. And with me is call sign Kherson. You already know him. We've met before. This is the guy who survived the occupation in Kherson and is now defending our country from the Russian invader. So Kherson has just returned from the position. Things weren't going very well there. There will be some documentary footage, so let's go. Kherson. Well, look, a lot of people are very interested in how exactly you go out to the position, what you do there at the position, especially since when you were at the position, you guys, you could say, got wrecked there. How many days were you there?
We were there for 22 days. On the 19th day, we got wrecked.
So tell us, how did you go in? What did you do there? Who attacked you? How did the evacuation go? Well, people are interested. Tell us.
Well, first BR went in to replace the shift of the guys who were already there. Well, they checked in at a safer place, and our whole route took 18 kilometers. And besides, the entry there wasn't great, the tree lines weren't great, plus they also remotely mined the route, so we had to be very careful.
How far do you go in? 18 kilometers. Well,
last time it took us around 6 or 7 hours to get in.
Well, it depends on what you're carrying with you.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the group you're with, on everyone's physical condition, because after all, you're not carrying just 2 kilograms, and when you go in, you never know for how long you'll be there. You might be there for 2 weeks, or you might be there for a month, or even a month and a half, so you need to be prepared.
So do you figure out there what was mined for us?
They mainly send info on what's mined, but you still need to be careful. Now they mine remotely, sometimes dropping them from drones, scattering them, and leaving without warning.
And are those petal mines now, or are those petal mines?
And damn, they come up with all sorts of tricks like pranksters, so basically don't touch anything lying around at all, and they even mine things with gloves, and well, in short, they mine everything they can. Even if it snows, you still have to watch out. If you see a little mound, you should never step on it, you have to avoid it completely. It's better to walk where there are footprints, because at least then you can be sure you'll get through safely.
Do you have shotguns?
Yes, well, I carry a firearm, I have a firearm.
I've been there.
Yes.
So whose is the closest on fiber optics?
There are a whole lot of windows, everything is covered. Well, it's easier to break a window, I mean, well, he has a better camera. Here, you really need to. The main thing is to hear in time. If you hear it, then everything is fine, but if you don't hear it in time, it could end badly.
Good evening.
Yes, it can be unpleasant, very unpleasant.
Go on, tell me how you got there and what happened. Yes, here.
Somewhere it seemed like no, somewhere we walked more or less normally, like without everyone. Was it just the weather conditions that allowed us to get in normally? But for us, it turns out, somewhere the first day no, somewhere in the second week. That's when things started to get rough. Somewhere there in the grove, where the snow had just fallen, the snow melted, and infantry was moving through our position, we often had people passing by, and apparently by following the tracks, there were tracks from both sides, and they started to give us a hard time. First they knocked down our antenna, I think Tishina's. The next day I put it back up. Basically, they kept messing with us.
Was it standing on the ground or on a tree?
It was camouflaged on a tree, but it still stands out, so I saw it with a night vision device. Well, a night drone flew up and that's it, that's how it is. Unfortunately...
The Starlink also lights up.
The Starlink lights up, but it may be too far from its position to be detected. The first 5 days were rough for us. Yeah, at first they hit the Starlink for sure. We couldn't retrieve the Starlink for 2 days. We had no connection at all for 2 days. Then we got it running, and that's when it all started. We spent 2 weeks there without issues, but in the third week problems began. Our antenna was knocked out, so we relocated, then returned, set up again, and resumed work. I still remember, at 11:40, the first-person view drone hit us. It was like, well, it happened, nothing too serious. All the equipment was intact, we went out to check, and then the second first-person view drone came right at us. Well, at that point I started thinking something was wrong, and then they started coming every 5 minutes regularly. There were 2 crews working. One crew usually works with breaks of about 12-13 minutes, but here it was exactly every 3-5 minutes, 3-5 minutes. In total, well, I counted 22. And where were they aiming at the roof? They tried to bury our entrance, just to crush us in there. And then the artillery started hitting us too, even more so. Between the first-person view drones and the artillery, there was just a short interval, it was just constant. Well, it was hell for us actually, more likely the 80s were working us over with mortars.
That kind of mortar,
Well, a mortar. It's good that we had a proper dugout here, and one of the shells hit our dugout directly and blew us open. Uh-huh. So, and again?
The logs split apart, yeah.
The logs just fell out. 2 logs flew out and 1 cracked in half. It's good that the dugout was solid. If the dugout hadn't been solid or if something had been off, unfortunately no one would have survived. They were working on the radio, I was listening to the connection, and it was immediately cut off. Yeah, I didn't turn the radio back on because they're monitoring the radio. And, well, I waited and waited, then things quieted down a bit, and thank God, honestly, we were afraid to go out, but that actually saved our lives, you could say. And then we heard 2 guys from the neighboring position were alive. We said, yes, we're alive. They told us to run out, and we moved over to the neighboring position. They brought the guys here to the bunkers. Uh-huh. Well, everyone already knows about the bunkers. It's kind of cool, some kind of thrill, basically. It caught on.
Those were the funny guys from the 93rd.
Also, our 93rd, our battalion's guys, the mortar men, they already had it. And we were all on adrenaline, all like this, yeah, well, thank God no one got hit by shrapnel. There were serious concussions, and it turns out we were still in the dugout. You hear it circling above, one appears, you're in the middle with the entrance open, and from the other side you try to guess by the sound where it'll hit next, then run that way. And then, when we were coming back out, even now we still have this, a kind of habit. The little grove was overgrown with a mouse, and everything looked completely mowed down. The mortar guys said there were likely 2 artillery crews firing at us. Well, I mean, it was coming down so hard there, they weren't holding back, I don't know, that's just how it was. Well, just lost the position?
Erased.
Yeah, erased, well, and it was a good position, we held that position for about 5 months, and there were Azov guys there, then we were there, Well, I mean, it was just well built, that's what saved us, that it was, well, just that infantry was passing through us, that's it.
Then you had the evacuation.
Yes, the evacuation was only the next day because the next day there was an order. Yes, for me to leave, and you said at your own discretion. Well, that's life.
So now let's take a look at some documentary footage to see what their position looked like and how they started to leave.
Let's go out here. Basically, this is just fucked up. Well, I opened the hatch, opened the back, we can't leave. Basically, the bastard is hanging over us. It's just fucked. It's just crazy as hell. Perfect fucking weather for evac. After you've been blown up and you're like, damn, fuck, those who get it, get it. Crazy. 3 Donetsk adventures. So, we go out to the position for 22 days. We got totally fucked up. Got our asses kicked to hell, basically. And then, God sent us some fog. The main thing is not to step past it, or everything disappears. Basically, that's how it is. God willing, it'll leave the messed up Zambas, yeah. It's fucking ending, fear. Fear, hatred, everything again. Here you just hope not to get blown up. That's how it looks. 12, we're starting from 0. 12, did I understand anything back then? So, everyone who wants 100,000 there, damn it, dislikes, ask for us, fuck. Those who think we're in it for the money, damn it, idiots, assholes, bitch, what are you saying? In Europe, it's hell for immigrants. Here, guys, here's hell, here's real hell, damn it. And just so you understand, 15 beds, here's hell, but we're fucking exhausted, everything's fine. Shell-shocked, we're so fucking messed up, our dicks are broken. They're talking shit, Donbass, baby. Subtitles made by Dimatozok. Leshkova. It was something like a small factory or something.
Well, you can see from the footage there's a lot of equipment in the dugout itself. Left. How many people made it out of the position with you?
333?
Well, it's unreal. Same for you.
18 kilometers at that time was the equipment. Then they took it away.
Because I saw that Motor Life bought a lot there, including charging stations, drills, everything. I saw that these were our own people, and I thought, damn, it's not so bad.
That they're there. Mainly they took the drones and everything else. Yeah, I'll say I came back and I took 2 Mavics. I even took the Mavics basically. Well, you know, the main thing was to get out of there, but I managed to grab the Mavics, the tablet. Well, that's the main thing, of course, because...
Yeah, well, if I manage to get it, yeah.
Well, no, you can't just take it because that's sad. It could all end badly for everyone later. That's why it's always my first priority. It's not my first time getting wrecked, so I always do that. Tablet, Mavic controller, tablet, Mavic controller. The main thing is to grab all the essentials.
Alright, well, when you were coming back, was everything okay? No incidents?
Yeah, I picked the weather just the first day when they were flying. It was still pretty good. And the second day, well, Manchik, it snowed, and it just started to melt.
And the fog came in?
Yeah, and the fog was so thick, like you couldn't see anything beyond 10 meters. I just went out there all calm, totally relaxed. And we made it in 3.5 hours. Still no breaks yet. The guys are walking, and I keep saying, 5 minutes, let's go.
And now let's see how we did when we set out. We set out and went through settlements where probably nobody lives. Well, let's see now.
So basically I went out, yeah, just messing around. There's a roof here, basically there's a roof here. So I was just messing around in the Hummer Dam like interns at the banks, just like interns at the banks. This is just insane. Look, oh, they're shooting over there. Listen, they're trying to kill our guy again. Wait, no, they don't want to anymore. Yeah, where's that paper? Just so you understand, guys, this is 18 kilometers from zero, 18 kilometers. These are Russian bastards. That's how they liberate.
Who are you? Local? I think you recognize the places. There's basically no military secret here because the exit routes, well, there are only 1 or 2 villages and you have to go through them anyway. Anyway, tell me, are there people living in those villages or not?
Well, to my surprise, yes, some people still remain there, but you know, you walk, you sit, well, it's all just, damn, you realize everything used to be fine, and now you just look at the ruins. It's the same at my place now, too. 2 neighborhoods are completely wiped off the face of the earth, just the same. Here you walk, well, kindergarten, schools, some factory that was there. You can see it in the footage. Well, Blina, it's just gone, just, you know, do you understand? The trouble is that everything is just being wiped off the face of the earth, and that's it, the settlement is just gone, that's all.
Yeah, a few months ago I remember we went to Fekonstak specifically to sharpen knives here. There was a good craftsman there at the market. Well, now you just can't recognize this place anymore. Kostyantinivka is practically gone. And I think they'll finish it off completely, just like Bakhmut. Well, and then there are the villages. We're doing everything we can to stop the enemy from advancing, but they're still getting through. There are so many of them, it's just like locusts, Russian locusts, who only want to kill and destroy. Kirsten, thank you for sharing your story. I know you're going on vacation with your child. Where will you be spending your vacation?
I know you'll be going. I know you'll be going. I know that you're going.
Well, have a good rest, and we will continue to defend our country, and we will definitely win, because we are invincible. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the armed forces, glory to the volunteers, and Putin is a jerk.